What is going on, everybody? I am your host, Slackerz, bringing you the next episode in, what did I call this again? Do they have a chance for Smash Ultimate and DLC? So we did our first episode last week, and I'm going to do kind of one of these, once per week. We'll go over a different character. I'll kind of give off a bunch of facts. Think of it like a rate that character or rate their chances sort of series. I did something like this last summer, and I had fun with it, and I kind of wanted to do something like that again, going over characters that have potential for Smash DLC as well. So I'm going to break it down, got a few facts, and then we're going to kind of weigh the, the facts and maybe some opinions that I might have. I'll share with you guys, but at the end I'll give my percentage on what I think they might have to be in Smash DLC. So let's do it. Does Crash Bandicoot have a chance? Well, let's discuss this a little bit, right? So first up, Crash Bandicoot. First fact, in the 90s, 1990s, last millennium, and very early 2000s, Crash was considered Mario's rival in gaming. He was even potentially kind of coming up as that character that could dethrone Mario as like that top number one gaming character. Didn't quite happen that way, but basically, it was really cool because it's like a PlayStation versus Nintendo, Crash versus Mario, two big gaming first party. First party. How do you want to put that? PlayStation is kind of their own first party Nintendo. Whatever. We're moving on from that. Never mind. I don't need to get caught up on that. Well, but it was a rivalry, which was awesome to see in gaming, because when you got two brands that battle each other, it just makes games better for the fans. Because competition, it drives people to, hey, my game is better. No, my game is better. Well, how are you going to decide? Well, I guess I got to have to play both games and decide for myself. And then, they keep going off of each other. And it's great for gaming. It's great for, anything that has competition. It's always awesome. And something really cool that the Crash Bandicoot commercials did was, there's a little picture down here. It's a guy dressed up in a Crash Bandicoot suit, and he would take this megaphone and he'd go to, it was kind of like a series. He'd kind of like be on his way to Nintendo headquarters. He'd try to find Nintendo, but he'd take this megaphone and he'd yell something like, "Hey, plumber boy, your time has come." And, it was really cool to see something like that. This dude dressing up in a Crash Bandicoot outfit goes to Nintendo and starts causing a ruckus and all that stuff. It was some very funny stuff back then. It was, it's kind of groundbreaking. You didn't see a lot of, actual commercials. Two big companies kind of going at it in a way. So this was an awesome way to do it. Crash was definitely very popular and very relevant. Let's move on to fact 2, though. So, Crash was like kind of a timed exclusive with PlayStation. So after that deal sort of ran up, Activision has the rights to Crash Bandicoot. So after Crash went multi-platform, he kind of fell a bit from, gaming glory. He was not at that, the upper echelon. He wasn't at one of those top pegs in gaming. He wasn't there. He just kind of started, slowly falling. The momentum kind of wasn't there. And it was a little sad to see. You never want somebody to, as a favorite gaming character, a favorite whatever. You never want to see anybody just kind of like fall down and then kind of disappear for a while. So, yeah, like I said, he wasn't nearly as popular or relevant as he was before when he's pretty much like the face of PlayStation. So, Multiplat kind of hurt him when that first happened, and I believe he did have a game on the GameCube, if I'm not mistaken. I should have looked that up, actually. But I believe he did have an appearance in Skylanders. Some people are dubbing it Crashlanders, so I've seen a little. I didn't play it. I've seen a little bit of it. I didn't like that Crash Bandicoot character at all. I didn't like the voice. I didn't like the character, how they portrayed him. I didn't like anything about him. So we're just going to forget that Crash Bandicoot and just kind of move on. All right, let's go to fact number 3. So Crash recently came back into gaming glory with the release of the Insane trilogy on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. Was it on PC? I don't think it was on PC. I don't think it was. It could have been. If it was, my bad. But and there was a report just recently back in February that said the Insane trilogy has sold over 10 million copies, 10 million units. That is very good. That is awesome. So many people either that never got to play Crash Bandicoot got to finally experience it, or the nostalgia factor kicked in for a lot of older gamers, and they're like, boom, Crash Bandicoot is back, let's go. And it was received very well. Like I said, the game sold very well. Next slide, actually, we're going to go over Fact 4. So, while there haven't been any individual console sales numbers that haven't been released to the public, besides just the overall total of units that we know have been sold, we can make a safe guess that the Switch version for the Insane Trilogy sold very well due to the fact that it was a chart topper over in the United Kingdom for 8 consecutive weeks. And I believe it had some sort of the same thing when it came out on the PlayStation originally as well. It was, chart top. It was like the number one selling PlayStation game for, I believe, at least 1 month straight, if not like 2 months. It was pretty good reign, being number one for a while. People were enjoying it. Everyone had Crash Bandicoot back or got to experience him for the first time, which was awesome. Such as me, I didn't grow up on PlayStation. I grew up on Nintendo, so when this came out on the PlayStation, I picked it up and played it and had a blast. I can see why people love the character. He's crazy. He's got his own sort of personality. The game is awesome. Great platform. Just an all-around great game. And, sometimes remakes are actually good. I know some people think they could be a bit lazy. Like, oh, it's just another remake because they can't come up with anything else. Sometimes in cases like this, I think they're perfect. Just get an older character, older series back out there to let people know what maybe they didn't get to play, they didn't get to experience. Now they're back, and it kind of revives the franchise. So that is so great. Congrats to the sales, of course, obviously. But let's move on to fact number 5 here. So later this year, in fact, Crash has another game releasing for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Again, I don't know if it's on the PC or not. I don't think it is. If I'm wrong, my bad. But I don't know about PC. But anyway, the big 3 consoles right now. And it is called Crash Team Racing. Again, it's like another remaster or remake of an older Crash game. And a lot of people are... Captain Falcon trying to sneak in here, but a lot of people are very excited. I believe they announced the Crash Team Racing. Is it like Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled or something like that? But anyway, the Crash Team Racing game is coming out later this year on June 21st, and it's going to be released at the same time for all 3 platforms, which is great. So nobody gets kind of left behind. Like if you only own one console, so for example, if you only own PlayStation and it only came out on that first, that would absolutely suck if you were a Switch or an Xbox One owner. So don't got to worry about that. It comes out all at the same time, which is great. So Crash is still popular. He's still relevant. You could kind of tie in if Crash were to get into Smash, Crash for Smash, but you could kind of tie that into an some sort of an announcement for Smash, be like, Crash Team Racing on the Switch. Maybe do it during like E3 or something. They kind of like maybe show off a bit of gameplay for Crash Team Racing on the Switch, and then right after that, boom, Crash in Smash Bros. Just think about that for a second. Crash, Mario, Sonic, Mega Man, all in the same game. Woo! Older gamers will appreciate that so much more than some of the newer gamers, because you grew up with these characters, and it would be just an insane thought to think that these could be all in the same game. That'd be nuts. But let's move on to fact number 6. Pretty much what I just said. Moveset, very easy to come up with, which I think my next slide actually goes into. Popular, I've been saying that. Yes, he's very popular. And relevant, yes, the Insane Trilogy and the Crash Team Racing remake, remaster, redo, whatever is coming out. And check all those boxes. Because when you talk about a character, a lot of people like to bring up those 3 main factors. Can a character have, all 3 of those? In this case, Crash absolutely checks every single one of those boxes. So good on Crash for that. Let's move on to the potential moveset now. Now, how could he move? What kind of moves could he have in his moveset? Well, his moveset could include attacks such as a Nitro Crate, and you could use Nitro Crates in Nitro Crates and regular crates in a really cool way. Potentially, for his recovery, because Crash, if you haven't played it, he bounces on these crates and he kind of, just jumps on them. Potentially, you could use that as like an up B. Think of like I thought this would be kind of cool. You bounce on it and then the crate kind of comes falling down. So he gets a pretty good jump off of the crate, good recovery a bit. but then the crate could actually kind of come falling down, and maybe whatever it hits the platform or player kind of breaks open. Maybe a few apples pop up, and you could eat those, gain back a little bit of health or whatever. Or maybe it could be a nitro crate that he jumps off of. Nitro crate comes down, hits the ground or hits an opponent, whatever, causes a little bit of explosive damage with some knockback. I think that'd be pretty awesome as well. So, but he's also famous for his yo-yo. You could just hit him with the yo-yo, kind of wrap it around him, pull him in, whatever it is for yo-yos. I think that'd be great. He's got a spin attack, just spins in place. Think of it like Meta Knight, where you can keep pressing the button, and the more you press it, the more he keeps spinning, and maybe, I don't know, twirls up off the ground a little bit, kind of lifts himself up a bit. But again, there's going to be a limit to how long you can do that, obviously. But, just press the B and he just does a quick little spin a few times. Keep pressing it. He's going to keep spinning and doing more damage. You understand what the spin attack is. So then he's going to ride Polar the bear. Could be like I envision it like a side B, side special, where he just kind of jumps on him. Think of it like Wario's bike. I think that's perfect. Wario jumps on his bike, right, and just drives around. Think of it something like that, where he just jumps, in this case, Crash jumps on a polar bear and just kind of like dashes to the side. You could maybe control him like Wario's bike as well. Kind of go back and forth. And, I think that'd be great. It's from his game. It totally works. Another thing, Fruit Bazooka, this little picture down here, basically fires off a bunch of Wumpa fruits from a bazooka. Come on, that's awesome. Fruit Bazooka, who doesn't want that? Come on, if you're going to have a Crash moveset, how do you not have Wumpa fruits in his moveset? Especially with the Fruit Bazooka. Let's go, put that in there. And then he does have a lot of sliding in the game that he plays, or that he plays, but that he does during his game, so got to incorporate, just simple, just slides and he kicks, sliding kick. Baseball, somebody sliding into second base trying to steal, but it's just kind of a kicking. You understand what a slide kick is. I don't need to explain that anymore, but he's got a lot of potential for moveset. I think he's got it made. Let's go to fact number 8 now. I believe this is the last one. So Crash's DLC pack, I want to kind of break down how it could sort of look. So Crash's DLC pack could include things, so like obviously we know we'd get the character, which would be Crash, obviously. Then we get a stage, and we get multiple music tracks from the games. And Crash, he's got a lot of I don't know the name of the songs off the top of my head, but he's got a lot of memorable and notable music that people would recognize, and you just, come on, throw that in there, right? But so Insanity Beach, pretty much kind of like the first thing you kind of, a lot of people think of, if you're thinking of crashing in Smash and you're trying to come up with a stage, there's a good chance Insanity Beach is going to be one of the first things you might think of. You might be able to do something with like Cortex's, I don't know, his lair or something like that, and maybe he could be like a stage hazard. That's something I thought about. Could be potential, there's a lot of good potential for stages for Crash. And one thing I wanted to talk about this for alternate skins, which I thought would be absolutely cool. So I've had a couple pictures here. So here's Crash on his motorcycle with his bike. You could have that for an alternate skin. He's got his like biker gear, his biker jacket on. And then in the picture right here, well, I just ruined my final result. But anyway, fake Crash. Trash Bandicoot, some people call it. I think that'd be awesome. Cool little, nod to, fake Crash. Have that as an alternate skin as well. That'd be so cool as a fan. And, well, you already see my final result. So, final result, I'm going to put it at 75. Some people might think this should be higher. I truly believe Crash has the feel for Smash. I believe he can make it into Smash. I believe he just fits. But I don't know why. I still have like a little nagging feeling that Nintendo isn't honestly looking at the character. I think Nintendo has their own sort of plans. I don't know if Crash is in that for them. I don't know why. I don't have a... It's weird. I don't have a legit reason. Well, kind of, but it's iffy. But anyway, my final result, I'm going to go 75%. That's still pretty high. But I think other people might put him at like 80, 90%. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Crash Bandicoot, what do you think? Is he almost a shoo-in for Smash DLC? Do you think would you rate him less than I did? I don't know. Let me know that stuff down in the comments. Pretty simple. But that is it for this one. We will have another episode next weekend, probably next Saturday as well. So I'm not sure what character I'm going to do yet, but I already have quite a few characters in mind of what I'm going to do. But yeah, that'll be next Saturday. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and hopefully we catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.